Hello, good morning. We are in Sungate Center Studio, Sungate Radio. .com if anybody wants to listen right now. And we are talking with Svetlana Burak, my beautiful co-host and integrative holistic health coach, as usually on Monday at this time, 10 Pacific and 12 Central, about women health, holistic health and Bliss for women. Welcome, Svetlana.
Thank you, Rita. Hello, good morning, everyone from beautiful San Diego.
Amazing.
Warm.
But well, we cannot complain. Chicago weather is good. Is good. Very unusual and good. It's nice and warm. They predicted 61 today.
Not bad for November.
How can it be any better? So no complaints.
Yes. So let me introduce my co-host Rita to you. She's a certified holistic health coach and also graduate of Institute for Integrative Nutrition. She's a member of American Association of Drugless Practitioners, certified Reiki practitioner. She's a co-founder of Sungates Wellness Center in Wheeling, and she's a guide to Spiritual Hospital of John of God in Abadiânia, Brazil.
Thank you. Thank you, Svetlana. So today we're talking about energy, food for energy, and not only food for energy, but other things that bring us to the state where we want to be and where we want to strive. So, but we're gonna start with food, and go ahead and tell us more about food we can eat to bring us more energy.
Yes, energy is a big topic for everyone. Who doesn't want more energy, right? I have good energy. I wouldn't mind some more. So yeah, food is definitely a big one. We're going to cover a few different topics, and we'll start with food because it's a big one and it's an obvious one, right?
Absolutely.
So what drains us? Like what are the things, once we know what drains us, then we know what to do about it, right? Okay, so you probably, some of you have heard my story, and Rita, you know my story. I came to you exhausted, having a hard time waking up in the morning, and I used to eat junk, and I used to have coffee each morning to keep me going, and sugar. I was high in sugar and crashing all the time, and it wasn't until I changed the way I ate was it that I started seeing results, started seeing steady energy through the day. So what I was doing wrong, I was eating processed food, lots of processed sugar. I was drinking coffee. All of that, combined did not benefit me, did not serve me at all. So what did I do instead when I started changing my habits? I began to bringing more whole foods into my life. And we talked about that in the previous 2 episodes back about how to choose whole foods. But in a nutshell, we want to look for something that's as close to the natural state of the food as possible. So something that's been picked, gathered, for some hunted. So eating foods in their natural state. Another really, really big one for me is to finally bring my blood sugar levels under control. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't really think about that, but it's the key actually to energies, to keep your blood sugar levels level through the day, because when we don't, we end up going high in sugar and then crashing. And the crashing part is where we drag through the day, we experience mid-afternoon slump, we can't concentrate. And many of you can probably relate to all of these things. So what do you do to keep the blood sugar stable? One big thing is eating foods that are low in glycemic index. For example, instead of having bananas that are really yummy, but they're pretty high in the glycemic index. They will raise your blood sugar high, and then you can drop pretty quickly. Choosing foods like berries. So berries in general are pretty low in glycemic index. Berries, raspberries, strawberries, things like that. The other key is to combine fruit. If let's say you're snacking on a fruit, combine it with a healthy fat. So if you're eating an apple, I like to, for example, add some tahini paste to it. So basically, having enough protein with each meal and snack, that's going to help you keep the blood sugars level. That's in addition to making sure you're eating whole, real foods. So here's the interesting thing that I also find with some of my clients who start, they want to eat healthy, so they start eating healthy, and I ask them to do a food diary, right? And then I look, oh, wow, well, they are eating pretty like healthy whole foods, but there's just not enough protein. They might be like eating lots of vegetables and lots like brown rice, but that actually can destabilize our energy levels and blood sugar. So make sure you add healthy proteins to each meal, like I mentioned. For example, avocados, beans. I love hummus, for example. Addicted to hummus, nuts. And for those people who like to eat animal, who are omnivores, who like to add animal meats, animal foods, pasture-raised or organic meats and eggs. So those are pretty good and high in protein. Anything else you'd like to add?
I'm just thinking that that's a big issue, protein, especially for those who are not eating meat and vegetarians and vegan. They really should watch really closely the amount of protein they're consuming, because if it's not enough protein, they will go for sugar or bad carbohydrates to substitute that, because the body actually looking for the energy and where to find it. So what would you recommend for those people? And I know some don't really like beans, where the big source of protein. What would be your suggestions to those people?
Well, one of my favorite foods that I've been adding everything is actually nutritional yeast.
Okay.
High in protein, and it has the one thing that vegan and vegetarian diets lack the most is B12. And B12 is our energy.
Right.
Vitamin. So nutritional yeast, I add them to soups. I sprinkle them on, brown rice, or if I make gluten-free pasta, for example. I love it. It gives it a little bit of a cheesy taste. So if you miss the cheese, for example,
right.
It gives it that taste. It's really yummy. So you can find it in like Whole Foods or online. Health food stores in general carry them.
Yeah, the good source will be the nuts, right? But we cannot eat so much nuts. I mean, it's also in moderation. I also found a good source of protein is sprouts.
Yes.
Yeah, but I personally love to eat raw food and more sprouts in spring, when everything around us just start to flowering and grow. But in the winter time, well, we can turn to other things, like you mentioned, the nutritional yeast or avocado. Again, avocado is great. Quinoa has lots of good source of protein.
Yes.
So for winter, it might be a good food to have.
Yeah, so there's definitely options. There's definitely variety. So if you are staying away from animal sources, definitely focus on bringing as much protein as possible to your meals and snacks.
Right, great. Well, we also usually suggest to our clients to eat colorful food, to eat rainbows because every vegetable, mostly we're talking about vegetables, they come in different colors and variety of colors. And beside the aesthetic side of it, that the dish looks beautiful, like salad that has all the flowers of the pepper and tomatoes, or the greens. Every food has color of food have specific nutritions that should be added to our diet. So that's another thing that would be great to have, even for energy. And I think when we look at our food and it looks beautiful, it brings another type of energy to our bodies. It's kind of emotional energy because
Yeah,
energy is everywhere, right?
that's such a
So,
good
yeah.
point. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Moving forward. Uh,
Yes. How about superfoods, right? Things that we don't usually eat, but can really and have been shown to really add energy to our lives. There's lots and lots of them, and but I'll mention a couple. Goji berries.
uh-huh.
Um, those are really wonderful berries that are grown actually in shrubs in China, and they have been eaten for many, many generations in hopes of increasing a lifespan. So they have tons of benefits. But since we're focusing on energy, I'll mention there has been a study done and published at a journal of alternative and complementary medicine, and it shows significant improvement in energy levels, athletic performance, better sleep, ability to focus. So really good stuff. I usually add the goji berries to my smoothies, but you can add them. You can use them in a variety of ways. Some people eat them dried. Usually they come in dried in the United States. If you can find them fresh, they have those available, cooked or in a juice. So that's goji berries. And another one, really powerful one, is spirulina.
Mm-hmm.
It's a green algae, and it's been used by indigenous cultures for centuries. And it comes from fresh waters and lakes and rivers. Also, very, very powerful superfood, high in protein, omega-3, and B12. That's the energy vitamin.
That's the key. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very good.
And so you can, mix it in smoothies and juices, sprinkle on your rice, or they have them available in a tablet form. So check that out.
Yeah, it's very important to check for the source for spirulina because not every source where they dig those algae are clean. So it's very, really, very, very important to know where it's coming from. And just to mention, I have spirulina in capsules, which from the very good source, checked source. So if anybody interested, you can reach us and um, we can definitely you can definitely have it.
Mhm.
So what the other superfoods that you would recommend?
There's so many. Some of them have had studies done on them that show that they're really effective. If you want to learn more about that, you can download my free ebook,
Mm-hmm.
and I will tell you more about that towards the end. You can sign up on my website, and it's all about bringing more energy to your life. Well,
Beautiful.
I can tell you the website right now.
Yes.
So it's myhealthbeat.com/about-me, and you will see a sign up form on top right of my website of that page.
Yeah, so great, great thing. Just go ahead, and go to Svetlana's website, myhealthbeat.com, and download her book, where you can find lots of information about um, superfoods, right?
Yeah, it's actually pretty well rounded. It's not just superfoods; it's foods. It's taking care of your body and bringing more movement and more energy through foods and non-foods type of approaches.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing. Another great food, or I would say berry, is the one that we always have in abundance in Brazil, and it's acai.
Mm.
Uh, well, it probably can be found here in frozen sections, but it's full of antioxidants and great source of energy also. And it's great berry for removing toxins from your body to have during cleanse times. So just check this out also.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Well, we have more on food?
Yeah, I wanted to mention one more thing to add to what you mentioned about bringing colorful foods
Mm-hmm.
is not to forget the leafy greens because they're so very powerful. They contain a variety of phytochemicals and macronutrients, um, chlorophyll, fiber, folate, all this stuff that we need for energy. And make sure to bring them in on a daily basis, at least once a day, and vary them. There's so many different kinds of leafy greens out there, more than just kale and more than just spinach. There's watercress. I love dandelion. It's a great liver support kind of food.
Do you have how would you eat dandelion leaves because they're kind of bitter taste? So what do you do to remove it? Is there anything that
I put them in smoothies. That's my
okay.
way of doing it. There's also teas that you can buy. And I haven't found that to be super bitter, the
Okay.
teas.
Well, you
Yeah, but
combine with something else, yeah. But there is a way to they can be soaked in a salt water for a little
oh,
bit to remove that bitterness. So
hmm,
that's a good idea to do when not in smoothie, not combined with something else, but maybe for saute, like we do kale or other leafy greens, and combine them together.
great idea.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it for the
For the
foods. I mean, there's
foods.
a lot more. We can
Lots
probably
more, right, right. But
but
everyone is different. So for more specific recommendations, we usually talk personally with our clients to explore their personal preferences and do more suggestions because, uh, well, we all different. For some people, kale good. For some, is not that good. So
exactly. Very good points. Very personalized.
right, exactly. So moving on, we want to talk a little bit about meditations, even though it might sound as paradox because um, we want to bring more energy kind of outside. In the same time, during the meditation, we um we calm down and we focus the mind, but surprisingly it brings more energy because after those 5-10 minutes we feel more energized. And again, everyone is different. For some people it might be 5-10 minutes, for some they need more, but the key here is to have it to do it constantly every day, and might be more than one time a day. And it's a good thing to just take a break during the workday and just close your eyes. And if it's not possible to hide somewhere, just I would do it in my workplace, and nobody will say anything. I mean, just a few minutes, and go inside and calm our mind is really helpful because meditation boosts naturally occurring sleep compound. It helps to have a better sleep if we do it before bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
It increases the melatonin at least for 98%.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Wow.
and it helps. Did you want to talk about good sleep for, right? It's a good time to
Ah,
jump on it, right?
oh yeah.
How
Speaking
important is that?
right, I mean, it's not a surprise for anyone to hear that probably, but still, a lot of us struggle with that. And so, one of the keys that I teach my clients, and that I find helpful for myself and my family, is to have a calming routine before we go to sleep. And that means turning off electronics for various reasons. You know, some of the stuff we do actually stimulates our thinking and our mind. And we want the opposite when we go to sleep. We want the mind to be calm and not stimulated. The other piece of it is that electronics emit different types of lights, and one of them is called the blue light, and that actually um, suppresses the release of melatonin, which is what we need to fall asleep. So
Mm-hmm.
we want to avoid the blue lights. For some of us, it's kind of hard. It's very hard and maybe impossible because we have to do some work. We have to participate in some way in electronic life. So I found something that helps with me. For me, it's actually an app for my computer. It reduces the blue light. It's called FLUX, flux. F.LUX. So you can download it, install on your computer, and you can program it so it starts eliminating the blue light at the time that you want it to start. And then it turns off the function in the morning so you can have your full bright screen. Um, Rita, you mentioned meditating. It's wonderful, or breathing.
Yeah.
And some people swear by melatonin supplements. Doesn't work for everyone, but some people do benefit a lot from that. So, but I think the key is calming routine because that's really hard in our culture, and we kind of lack that.
Exactly. And since everything is connected, when we have a good sleep, we wake up refreshed and the days go good and bright. And when we're full of energy, and if now we're not sleeping well, everything is like falling apart.
I'm a totally different person when I don't get my sleep, my mood, my energy, my productivity. Everything is just, yeah, very different.
Well, if we didn't sleep well at night, it might be a good idea to have a nap during the day if it's possible to get our actions back together. Uh, it just sometimes just 5-10 minutes of sleep, if not meditation, can help because it's so much better than trying to struggle to go through the day, have coffee or other energy drinks. Just have a sleep.
Yes,
Some people can do it. I mean, it's good if you can do just 10 minutes in your car or anywhere. Doesn't matter where.
yes, very good point. And then if you do wake up and you're still tired, here's another thing,
Uh
another
huh.
trick to do.
Right.
It's a cold hot shower. Have you ever done that?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
It,
really I don't like the cold water at all. I would kind of
mm,
go into hot, but yes, that's a great way to refresh and bring the
yeah,
energy.
it stimulates our blood flow and lymphatic movements. And so when we, with the cold water, we push the blood goes towards internal organs, and then we switch to the warm or hot water. It goes, um, the blood flow goes towards the skin. So we're stimulating this movement that brings about more energy. So what I would suggest is you start with warm shower and then slowly turn down the temperature to a point where you can stand it to colder temperature, and then you alternate this going back and forth a few times and finish off with cold shower, and you will be amazed how refreshing it feels after that. It's pretty
Mm.
powerful.
Yeah, great. Thank you for mentioning that. Um, Would you like to? We have some time left. Do you
Okay.
do you want to talk about wearing bright colors?
Oh, yes, yes. I personally, I love colors. And when I found this tip from Greg Go, he's the author of Zen Habits, I was so excited to implement that. So like it really, stayed in the front of my mind when I do dress up and go out. So wearing bright colors can be really powerful. And it has to do with the energy and attitude you project onto the other person that you meet, who you're in contact with, and then who in turns then projects the same energy back to you.
Mm.
So when you're wearing those colors, you will get this positive and upbeat energy reciprocated back to you.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh? I think.
Yeah, that's kind of brought me to another point.
Mm.
Some suggested to just go to your closet and see how you feel on what to wear on that day. And you may feel that you may need to be more grounded, so you can wear a darker color, or more into going outside and so other people really feel your energy and you feel it inside. Another way to wear clothes maybe is actually I do most often to follow the astrological aspect of every planet, because planet, they, for to me, they're like goddess. They bring a specific energy to specific day. Like for example, today is Monday and today is the moon day.
Hmm.
So moon brings this calming feminine energy. And again, did you see the moon last night?
I did not get the chance. I'm bummed about that, but I heard about it, all about it.
Right, that was the closest moon to the Earth in hundred of years, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I didn't have to chance to take a picture, but I saw a few friends were taking, uh, and it was so calming. It was just beautiful and calming energy from the moon. So moon is has the color of blue or white or something light blue. So you can see I'm wearing, and actually you're just to the point wearing this color, light blue or white. And when we kind of please the planet, it gives us the energy we need. So,
Mhm.
but that's not for everybody, and it's not. And some people are saying that's enough to wear underwear, this that color of that planet of the day,
All
to bring
right.
the energy in. So you don't really have to if it's not appropriate to wear, for example, red. Like tomorrow is a day of Mars, and the color of Mars is red. And if it's not appropriate to wear red, you can just wear underwear or something in that color, and it would be enough.
That is so fascinating. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, so we can expand on that. Actually, I can go really quickly about every day. The Wednesday is the day of the Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communications, and it's a color of green, or yeah, mostly green. And Thursday is Jupiter, which is a guru, uh, planet
Mhm.
of teaching, and the color is yellow. And Friday is a Venus. Venus bring anything that is beautiful, so we can wear anything that is really bright, beautiful, and we feel that it gives us this energy of creation.
Mhm.
Saturday, the it's Saturn. Saturn is very heavy planet. It's really hard to go around. Actually, on Saturday, we're not allowed even uh, work. We need to spend time more in reading or meditations or stuff like that. So for Saturn, we are wearing purple or black color, and Sunday is sun. Sun is what the color of the sun? It's orange or gold. So that's bright, beautiful energy for Sunday.
Oh,
That go like
beautiful.
that.
That'll be my favorite, probably orange.
Orange, yes, I
Well,
love orange.
yeah, at least for now. My colors change. That's
Of
so
course, it
awesome.
changed again on the mood, based on the mood.
And I can probably organize my closet that way too. Be so much easier. Monday,
Exactly.
Tuesday.
Yeah, that may help. By
Yeah.
colors.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
All right. Just to mention before we end our conversation, we can continue next time because there's so much else, so much more we can talk about energy and give you some great advices on how to increase the energy. If you're around Wheeling, please stop by Sungates Center because there is another thing that can bring energy. It's our crystal bath, which works on balancing the chakras and removing blocks from energy body, which amazing shot. I call it, sometimes I call it yoga for lazy. Sometimes I call it the shot of energy that you can get for just 20 minutes.
Very refreshing. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
And again, do you want to mention your book, how to find it?
Yes, I want to mention that. So it's Secrets to Daily Renewal. I originally wrote it for moms, but you don't have to be a mom. I mean, you can implement most of the stuff if you're not. But actually, I wrote it when I just gave birth to my son.
Mm-hmm.
It was really on my mind. I did lots of research. So you can find it on my website, myhealthbeat, beat.com/about-me. So you will find a sign up form on the right side of the website, on the right top corner of the website. You can just sign up, and you'll have a copy of that free ebook in your email box. The other thing I want to mention is that we talked about a lot of things, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed because I'm not expecting anyone to like write them all down and implement them all tomorrow because that would be
Of
a
course.
recipe for disaster. Who can do that? That's a lot of stuff. So I want you to think about one or two things that resonated with you, whether it's food or non-food related or lifestyle related, and start implementing it one at a time. Maybe one or two this week and another one or two next week. And that's going to set you up for success more than anything. And if you need motivation or accountability, and that is the thing that's hardest for most of us, is the lack of motivation, lack of accountability. Reach out to Rita or myself, and this is kind of what we do. We help you walk step by step towards your goals, whether it's more energy, or better mood, or attracting your ideal weight. So keep that in mind. You know how to reach us. You can, again, reach me on my website, myhealthbeat.com. And Rita.
Yeah. And you can find me on sungatecenter.com. There is the phone number, or just you can find email there and go from there. And we definitely can be uh, we can meet on Skype or phone or personally if you're around San Diego with Svetlana, and if you're around Chicago or close to northwest suburbs. We're happy to see you here at Sungate Center and offer actually so much more workshops and classes nightly. We're adding another yoga class, and we already have Kundalini yoga class, which actually great. I found it a great source for energy because there are so many breathing exercises that really help us to stay focused.
That's
All
wonderful.
right. Thank you very much, those who listened. And
One more
yes,
thing.
of course.
Okay, so I know some people will be saying, okay, well, I've tried all of this, or I've tried a lot, and I'm eating well, and I'm, taking care of myself. What is going on? I want to say there are some things that might not be related to food, or not so much related to food and diet and lifestyle, maybe somewhat, but they need a little bit more of a targeted approach. And those are deficiencies in our bodies. So you might want to check for that, like vitamin B12, which might not be immediately corrected by food. Sometimes, supplementation helps. Low thyroid, adrenals, like if you have imbalance in adrenals or imbalance in cortisol levels, that usually results from stress, and if you have low iron or anemia, for example. So those are the things you might want to check for as well. If you've tried other things and they're not working.
Right, absolutely. It's a good idea to see doctor and run some tests before you start taking care of yourself and in a more natural way without using drugs or medicine. Thank you very much. Thank you all, and we can see each other next Monday, same time, 10 Pacific and 12 Central here at Sungates Radio. Bye bye. Have a great day.
Thank you all. Take care, and I'll see you next week.
Bye bye.